Welcome to episode 2.3.
Yeah.
Of our podcast.
We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
But it's been a bumpy road.
So bumpy.
Getting to this point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All I can say is that the 3 is very significant.
Very significant. Alicia's birthday's on the 3rd, so there we go.
Yes,
you know, it had to mean something.
Had to, yeah.
Absolutely. I'm sorry.
I really hope it's not going to be the 4th as in my birthday.
Yeah, at this rate, let it just be lucky number 3.
Lucky number 3, yeah.
And we'll leave it at that. Like, we'll be happy if we can, like, leave it at 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
How are you today, my friend?
Oh, I'm okay. I slept in, and that's why I was late this morning. I told Alicia, like, no, I'll be at your house like 10:30. You know, I have shopping to do, whatever, because it's a public holiday here.
Happy Women's Day, by the way.
Yeah, happy Women's Day to all my ladies.
Ladies, get your friend.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm gonna go shopping, gonna be so productive, and I slept in and I was late. So that's how today's going for me.
I feel like it's totally normal. I feel like, you know, with the chaos of like everyday life,
yeah,
I do not blame you for sleeping in.
Thank you.
And also like coming late. I'm like, girl, you do you.
Thank you for being so understanding.
Oh, of course. I mean, like, I forgot what I was gonna say. Literally, I had like something, and then my brain was like, no, it deleted before I could like carry on reading. So I don't know what I was gonna say.
Either way, thank you for what you were going to say.
Oh, thanks.
But yeah, how was your day?
My day is okay. I must admit, I've been feeling a little not myself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hashtag. I know what the problem is, and I'm like trying to resolve it. And yesterday I kind of resolved it by just having a little bit of a frank and honest conversation with this person. I'm lucky that I am able to express myself with them and just like let them know how I feel.
Yeah.
They're really understanding, and that's like really, it's really sweet of them. Exactly.
It's refreshing.
100%. The only problem is I asked some questions that I thought I wanted the answers to, and I didn't like the answers
that you got.
Yeah.
It happens.
And, I mean, it does, and it's part of life, and it's part of getting to know someone. And it's not that they ever like gave me expectation. Like they told me from the start, like exactly like where they were at. And me in my hopeless romanticness, I was like, nah, it'll be fine.
We'll put an end.
It really will. And so I have to. I thought I had my expectations at a certain level.
Yeah.
And turns out there was still a way to like expectant.
Oh, okay.
So I've now had to like really just rein it in.
Yeah.
And so like I think for the most part, it's not that I'm like upset with them, because I'm really not. Like I'm actually thankful that I was able to have that conversation with them, but I'm just disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
For like allowing myself to feel so like expectant of something.
I get that, or disappointed in the situation.
Yeah.
Not at a person. It's just like not the outcome you were hoping.
Exactly. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, we all want to find someone that's going to be our person. That's just you know. And I was just thinking, like the more I thought about it, like I was saying, like, because I go reread messages. Like that's just what I do. Like, I go and I analyze, and that's just me.
Hashtag Virgo.
Yeah, that's the Virgo in me.
Yeah.
And then like after the conversation, like pre-conversation, so having the conversation and in the conversation, I know that I was probably looking at it from like a more of like a potential like hopeful romantic side. And then like post conversation, once everything was said and done and we kind of like spoke about all these things, I go and I reread the messages, now feeling like all disappointed or whatever, but a bit more realistic. And I could see the more friendship side from this person.
From everything.
Then that just like really popped that expectation bubble. And that like not in a bad way, but it just helped me like truly realize that this person is just that's where they're at, and I need to stop looking at it with like a romantic lens, but just
just kind of take them spectacles and
yeah, just so I went to bed a little bit sad, cried a little, went to sleep,
friend,
and then woke up. Still feel a little bummed, but I'm a lot better because at least now I know, like, it's there.
You have some closure, like all expectations are met, managed, all of that sort of stuff.
Like, that's just how life's got to be sometimes.
Yeah. Life is a struggle.
Bruh.
Existence is pain.
Anyone that's feeling as much pain right now as the drivers involved in the silly season drama right now in Formula One.
Ooh, sauciness, Alicia.
So much sauce.
So much drama. Oh my gosh, where do we begin? Seb retiring.
Yes.
What a heartbreak.
That was the catalyst, though.
Yes, that was kind of like the butterfly's wings that flapped and set everything into motion.
Listen, we're all sad that Seb is leaving. I mean,
we get kind of why, but still, it's the end of an era, and we're his children too, Alicia.
Exactly. Like we love Seb and we want to be all part of the Seb Vettel family because for people that was like my dad's generation when they watched Formula One, like Schumacher was like the guy, he was their world champion.
It was like the face of Formula One, kind of, in a sense.
But then when Seb came in and Seb won his world championships, that was when I was watching Formula One and I truly understood what was going on. And like every time he won a world championship, I was like, yeah. So like Seb is like our generation's world championship winner. Like that's just Seb for us. And then we saw him move from Red Bull to Ferrari and then to Aston. Yeah. And while he never got another world title, like we all just continue to love like his passion for the sports and his passion for like so many other things.
Passion for Mick.
Yes.
Gosh.
Like my first thought when Seb retired or he announced his retirement was like, who's gonna look after Mick now?
Do you think he's gonna go watch him like race?
Oh, I think so.
I think so. He's gonna be, like they always like pan to those like celebs in the paddock, whatever.
Exactly.
Gonna pan to Seb.
Like now Seb is literally gonna be in Mick's corner. He's gonna be like, okay, now I can give you all the tips and tricks.
Yeah, it's like, giving him all the sauce. Like, don't overtake on this side of this guy because, whatever.
Exactly. Like he's just gonna be like the OG Godfather.
Oh yeah.
Like 100%.
Right there with Günther,
There we go. But speaking of Mick, apparently he is leaving the Ferrari Drivers Academy at the end of the season.
Now, like, legitimately.
I read somewhere that that's what was happening, and so he technically may not have a seat at Haas, and then Haas is also struggling financially, so they may not be able to keep him. Like the silly season is like really hectic because then after Vettel, Alonso announced.
Yeah, Papa Alonso literally tweeting something and throwing his phone into the void and going on holiday. Classic. Absolute power move. I love that. I love that chaos.
That chaos. Like, he was like,
what a guy.
I am chaos.
I am chaos.
And then, like, Otmar's like, oh, we don't know where Alonso is. And then Alonso's like putting an Instagram story, like showing exactly where he is. And it's like, oh, Otmar, this is not a good look for you, my guy.
Yeah, no, I must say Alpine circus. Like, no offense to Alpine or anything. It's just given the current situation, like first with Alonso, now with the whole Piastri.
Yes.
He's there, then he's not there, and now apparently, and I've heard this through the grapevine, apparently Alpine is going to court or something, or chatting up with some lawyers, because apparently in Piastri's contract, like he has to race for them next year. Or like on loan to another team, but under their like umbrella.
Exactly.
So
well, that's the thing. I also read that, and Otmar was like, oh, I'm disappointed at Oscar's loyalty because we've spent millions and millions of euros like preparing him for the seat in Formula One. We've given him time in a Formula One car. He's part of the Alpine Drivers Academy. And like we expected him to race for the team, and now he's saying I'm not racing for the team. They're expecting some sort of compensation if he does leave.
Oh yeah.
But now if he does go to McLaren, so there's also then this whole thing that he's like, been talking to
Danny
McLaren
Rick and
Danny Rick.
Yeah.
Do you think that now that Alpine, so say like Oscar does decide to go to McLaren, right?
Yes.
Not only would McLaren have to pay out Daniel Ricciardo's contract, apparently, but then they would probably have to help Oscar pay back Alpine.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so do we not really think that McLaren's going to take on
that financial, especially with
exactly.
like I don't know exactly how the caps work.
Yeah.
I assume that's going to have an impact.
Exactly. It's all very well to say, yeah, we're gonna just snatch little Oscar away.
Danny Rick out. I mean,
exactly.
yeah.
But I mean, they're not going to be able to.
It doesn't make sense, like just to wait a year. Like,
yeah, like my dude, just race for Alpine. My thing is, so I really like Oscar as a driver, but yeah, he has literally the opportunity to race for Alpine, who is actually fourth on the grid right now. They're doing really well.
As much of a circus it is at the moment, they're not like a bad team.
Exactly.
Not struggling in that sense.
Now, how many people would literally give anything to race in Formula One? Like that is the eventual end goal of every F3, F2 driver.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Oscar's like,
it's like
I don't really, I don't understand that energy.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if it was really stupid of him or such a power move. Right?
I don't know what his plan is, but I just
don't know.
Right now I don't get it.
I also don't get it. There's indeed silly season. I don't get it. Speaking of Danny Rick. Oh, such a heartbreak. But
yes.
Hear me out.
Okay.
So I mean, say McLaren does buy him out. I mean, and he has to move to Alpine, for example. Yeah. Okay. Man's gonna make a lot of money. I mean, I know it's not all about the money, but
I mean, if Alpine continues to do well, because at the end of the day, we just want to see Danny Rick win a world championship.
Yeah.
And we know that he wins races.
Yeah, he's not a bad driver.
Give us the right tools. People are gonna come at us and they're gonna say you guys are gonna throw stats at us.
Yes.
I mean, you can give us all the stats in the world, but nothing. And you can a lot of people will say that McLaren is justified in sending Danny Rick away. But I never thought that McLaren would take on the villainous paper.
Yeah, and I said this when it happened way back when Zach Brown was basically talking cock about Danny Rick. And I'm like, listen, you're a team. You signed on, the driver to be part of your team. Yeah. They stand for your brand or whatever, they represent your company or whatever.
Exactly.
And it's not a nice look when, the really high up in the company starts basically talking shit about one of its main faces.
Exactly.
It gives the impression that oh, this is a sinking ship.
Yeah. And you're just trying to find a culprit. You're trying to find a scapegoat. You're gonna chuck him under the bus.
Right. In Ferrari's case, Binotto's oh no, it's the car that's the culprit. But to that, it's chaos.
Absolute chaos. It's also spent so much time building this fan base, right? They put so much energy and effort into making their fans feel like they are part of the team. And out of all the teams, a lot of people do really connect with McLaren. I think if I'm not mistaken, I stand to be corrected, but when the FIA sent out their questionnaire last year or whatever that fans could fill out and all of that stuff, I think one of the questions was who is the best team in relation to fans and who makes their fans feel more they're part of the team. Yeah. And I think McLaren actually came out as the biggest, overall winner kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because they create that environment and that atmosphere where fans truly feel like they're part of the team.
Yeah.
And now they're doing this and it feels very villainous and unfair.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. Okay, yes, I get maybe bottom line, the team needs money to be able to create a better car.
Thing, but there's
a way to do it.
There's a way to do it. You're supposed to be operating as a unit. And I'm not saying if Lando or Danny Rick is doing crap, don't say oh no, my baby, it's fine. It's the car, I'm not saying do that. But at least to the public eye, try and represent yourself as
a team that cares.
Exactly.
It's really disappointing as fans.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And we like the team. I like the team. I mean, I support it mostly because of Daniel, because I support Daniel as a driver. And then he was at McLaren, so I was like, okay, cool. McLaren's a team, it's a vibe. But now that they've done this, I don't know. The first team to disappoint their fans.
Definitely not.
Oh my gosh, what is happening with Ferrari?
Oh gosh, I feel so sad.
It
Like-
is sadness inducing.
Yeah, because like I mean, both Sainz and Charles, like yeah, sure they've made mistakes, all the drivers making mistakes, whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's gotten to a point where the pit wall is like costing them
Yeah,
Ferrari, basically the drivers' championship and the constructors.
exactly. I mean, they were doing so well.
Mm.
And then, like, listen, I get it. Binotto is gonna try and make as if like everything is okay. Like he's not
Yeah,
gonna try
yeah.
and air out his dirty laundry in front of everyone.
This is like an extreme.
Yes.
Like we want something between Binotto and Zach Brown, like a
Yeah.
happy middle.
Exactly.
You
Like
know, somewhere,
like a balance.
you know?
Because right now Binotto looks like an ostrich that stuck his head in the sand.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
It's like no, if I can't see it, there's no problem.
Right?
Every single person in the world who watched the Hungarian Grand Prix
Yeah.
saw that Charles should not have gone on hard.
Right? And I mean, just there's so many contradictions. Like
Yeah.
Binotto after the race was like, no, the car, we never thought we were gonna win using this car,
Yeah.
whatever. Wada, you know, smashing on the car, whatever. Then Charles comes up and he's like, yeah, no, I don't know why we went on hards. So like nobody knows what's going on. They're all trying to
Exactly.
pass it back. Well, maybe not in Charles' case
Yeah.
because that was legit the problem, the
Exactly.
strategy. But I feel like
100%.
everyone is trying to avoid blaming the strategy that they picked for that race.
100%.
I don't know why.
Quite honestly, I don't think we could do the job of a strategist.
Definitely.
And I think like
Yeah.
a lot of people will be like the backseat driver or the backseat strategist and just say, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, maybe they should have. Like,
Yeah.
we're not seeing the data that they're seeing. We're not seeing
Yeah,
like, the
no, of
information that
course.
they're getting from the car or from the track conditions
Yeah.
or whatever. But logically, like, everyone was like,
Why?
like,
Yeah.
why? What definitely was needed was the break. I'm glad that we got a bit of a break. I mean,
Yeah.
like I can't believe I am saying this, but I'm glad we've had one weekend now without Formula One.
Yes.
But the English Premier League started, the soccer.
Oh.
I mean, I used to be quite into. I realized the other day I used to be into soccer
Yeah.
when I was a kid because I played soccer in primary school. Like girls,
You?
yeah, girls
Okay.
soccer. I was goalie,
Nice.
also defender.
Our school wasn't that big on female sports. So.
Your school had issues.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Another episode.
Yes. Tune in for episode 3.
Yeah, when we talk about our school traumas. But yeah, so I really used to be into soccer. I used to support Man United.
Mm.
But I was talking to my dad the other day and I was like, I realized that I stopped relating or watching soccer because every time as a girl
Mhm.
I would try and have a conversation with one of the boys in my grade about soccer, it was like, oh, you only watch soccer because Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And I was
Because
like, what? And at that
Yeah.
age, you don't realize that that's such a sexist comment. You're just like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
I watch soccer because I like it.
you enjoy it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, they still wouldn't accept it. So eventually, like, you kind of just like, okay, well,
Get put
fine.
off. Yeah.
If you want soccer for yourself, then take it. I don't want it.
I don't want it.
Exactly.
You can have it.
Yeah.
Here you go. On a silver platter.
Yeah. Like,
Yes.
if you want it that badly,
Yeah.
like, if you want to gatekeep the sport so badly, then go
Like,
ahead.
go
like,
ahead.
I don't want to be in it.
Yeah.
You know? To say that I never watched soccer again. I
Yeah,
mean,
no.
like, I've watched a couple of matches here and there,
Yeah.
but I did pull away from paying attention to like any of the soccer news
Yeah.
or what was happening.
Yeah.
But I decided on Sunday I was going to watch the soccer, and I watched Man United. Shame.
Shame.
Oh, shame.
Poor team.
That was a painful match to watch.
Oh, really? I didn't watch it.
Oh, like they lost. So they lost 2-1 to
Mhm.
Brighton, but they never scored any goals because the one goal that Man United did get was an own goal from Brighton. I was like,
My gosh, that's
painful.
That is high key embarrassing.
Yeah, like
it's like the other team felt bad for them and were like, you know what?
exactly.
Oops, I kicked
Oopsie.
the ball in your goal. Oh,
I've
silly me.
I feel like it would have just been better if they can't, because like when they were checking VAR,
Yeah.
they were like checking if it was a handball,
Okay.
and then they were checking if it was offside,
Mhm.
and then it got finally passed as an own goal.
Oh, God. Oh.
And at that point, I was just like, I'm pretty sure Man United would have preferred it just to be
Just
offside.
yeah, they're like, sure,
Just
we don't
offside.
want this goal.
Yeah, like we.
Please, we'd rather lose like 0.
Yeah,
3-0.
exactly.
Tough time with their previous manager. I forget his name, but the guy that like never smiled or anything, or smiled when the other team scored. That guy.
I don't know which guy you're referring to.
The guy that recently got fired.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can't picture him.
Okay, I have his like face ingrained in
Oh,
the back of my
really?
mind.
Oh, wow.
Don't know why, but
Stuff of
it's just-
nightmares,
yeah.
I'm assuming. I'd say that I probably watch every single match because, I mean, as it is, I'm already so obsessed with Formula One. I don't know if I can take on another
Yeah.
sport.
Don't know if you can allow your heart to.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I get, like, reinvested in yet, like, another sport, that's
Yeah.
just going to break my heart. And then, so.
Too many emotions, too
Exactly.
much. Yeah.
But I do feel like, you know, because Formula One is on a break, why not watch the football? But
Fair enough.
also, it gives me time to do things on the weekend.
Yeah.
Because normally, like, I'm watching free practice and qualifying and then the race on Sunday.
Yeah.
So it's like a full weekend dedicated or planned around. So I'm absolutely free. And I just want to make plans with people.
And do something.
Exactly. Like, whether it's like laser tag or games night. I love games. I really want to play games.
Oh, yeah, I really want
Like,
to play games.
I feel like we need to host like I need to host a 30-second
Yes, and what's that other game called?
Cards Against Humanity. Oh no, Stage Fright.
Stage Fright, yes. I mean, standard, yes. Cards
Yeah.
Against Humanity, of course.
Always.
I mean, it'll be a sin to not play it at a games night.
Exactly.
But
Oh my word. And with my
I
family.
feel like it's a good game to end off, like,
Yes.
you know, because 30 seconds and Stage Fright, there's a lot of like,
There's a lot of energy.
there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of room for competitiveness. There's a lot of room for feelings to get hurt.
Yeah. Very much so.
You know, super intense.
Name calling.
Name calling.
If anyone's ever played games at my house, you will know what I'm talking about. But for anybody who hasn't, I've seen nothing like this.
And I know everyone says like, oh, you know, 30 seconds can be quite intense. You know, Monopoly ruins families, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my house, it is.
It's a lot.
What can we compare it to? Because I honestly, like, it is.
I don't actually know.
Maybe like Spartan games.
Yeah.
Like, this is Sparta.
Yeah.
Takes your brother down into the pit of doom. I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much.
Exactly. See, I know a lot of competitive people. It's a little bit scary.
You're pretty fun to play with, though. You're not that like you're competitive, but in a healthy way.
Yes, because I just get like so excited.
Yeah, wholesome competitiveness. Like genuine like love for the game.
Yes. Like, oh my gosh, if 30 seconds was an Olympic sport, I would be winning gold every freaking Olympics. I have like a lot of information in my head.
Do.
Like you say, I want to go for coffee. I want to go to movies. I have all this free time now. The problem is no one uses up this free time that I have.
Yeah.
And then
or even if you try to make plans, it's like, oh, I'm busy. It's like, but bruh,
like I'm
like,
actually.
I know I like, kind of cock block plans.
Yes.
Like a whole,
like
since the beginning of the year.
Exactly.
But I'm free now.
Exactly. And it's always like, people always want to make plans with me during Formula One weekend. And I'm like, dude, like you had a 3-week break.
Yeah.
That you could have utilized. I spent my Sundays having a nap.
And
you didn't call me up, but then like when Formula One starts, you want to be upset and offended that I'm not there. Like no.
Like no.
But I'm telling you now. Like, listen, this is also not to say that I won't do anything on a Formula One weekend.
Yeah, no, it's not like you lock yourself in your room and it's like, it's Formula One, don't disturb me.
All I'm saying is that if it's Formula One weekend, just know that my plans are going to revolve around Formula One weekend.
Yeah.
You know, just like parents who have children and their plans revolve around their children.
Formula One is your child.
Yeah.
That you only pay attention to 3 days of the week. But,
terrible mother.
It'd be like that.
I want to make plans. For that, I need friends. So I've made a singular friend. Okay. I would definitely invite them to come play. Because they also like games. Yeah. So I'd bring them along. But we went out to dinner the other day and we made 2 new friends.
Oh, so much fun.
Thanks to your boyfriend.
Yes. He's
That
doing all the heavy lifting
Yeah.
for us.
Because I mean, technically, he's at varsity, so
It's much easier. I work
make
from
him do it.
home, so it's not like I can.
and I work for myself. It just, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So he's doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
He made friends.
Yes. Super nice people.
Very, very
We had
nice.
such a lot of
So much
I
fun.
think at the end of the evening, like I gained like muscle in my cheeks.
Yeah.
from laughing. Like I'm pretty sure my cheeks can bench like a good number, whatever that is. 120. I think that's
People who are not watching the podcast, I'm
Yes.
trying to
yeah,
put like trying to bench press my
bench
cheeks.
press. Yeah,
Peep, peep.
give them each like a 10 kg.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, So it was just such a nice, wholesome evening.
Agreed.
Felt very adult of us, very grown up.
Very.
But at the same time, I felt like we were irritating everyone in the restaurant.
So hard. You said that a woman looked back at us.
And look, it's a restaurant. It was noisy,
Mm.
as restaurants are. There were a lot of people there, a lot of tables in a small space.
Yeah.
People talk and laugh or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess we were just making a lot of frappies.
We were.
A lot of jokes,
It was wonderful.
And literally, this woman that was sitting in a table, just behind us, her back was facing us. I think we laughed or whatever. And she literally grabbed the chairs on either side of her and contorted her body around, gave us a death stare, and then carried on. I was like, okay, if you want to come sit with us, just
Yeah, I mean, looks like you need some laughter. Maybe if you knew the joke, you could laugh with us.
Yes,
not against us.
Maybe she there's something out of context, must be.
Maybe because there were moments where Alice's friend was just making some really dark jokes. Yeah, I mean they were funny, but if you're not into
if you pick up Stompies, it's oh damn, that's super inappropriate for the middle of a restaurant on a Friday evening,
dude.
Damn.
But I must say, I truly did embarrass. I truly did embarrass myself several times. So the first time was when we got
there and sat down with assembly.
Yes. So so Daniela's boyfriend and his friend are coders and working
in studying computer science.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's the correct term. And they were busy talking about assembly.
Yeah, the programming language assembly.
I didn't know it was that. So I thought they were talking about assembly in school or the first day of varsity, because every time I went to varsity on the first day you had to go to assembly. And so this guy's girlfriend's like, what are they talking about? I'm like, no, they're talking about assembly. And she was like, what about it? I'm like, because, varsities, you have to go and you have to see all
literally explain to her what assembly is. And I knew what assembly was, but in my mind I was like, yeah, no, you're right. Assembly is such shit. I hate going to those things. They make you sit on the floor. So unnecessary. Could have been an email.
Look at us. The two guys look at us and they're like, what are you talking about?
And this is 5 minutes after sitting down.
Yeah.
Not even. Not even.
Yeah. And I literally felt my cheeks flare up. I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna think I'm the dumbest person at the table. I was like, Daniela is really smart and Claudia's performance. No offense to performance, but compared to compater sciences and industrial psychology or whatever it's called. What you do, I'm the least educated at the table in a tertiary. I don't feel bad, but I'm just saying, So it was just a little moment of okay, my bad. The second time, restaurant had this big gaping hole in the wall.
Yeah, a kind of arch sort of vibe.
Yeah.
A couple of little plants on it.
Exactly. It looked like a frame, essentially.
Yes.
And your boyfriend's friend was like, I thought that was a mirror. And I hadn't seen it when I walked in.
Your back was facing it
exactly.
in the evening.
So I turn around and I go look and I'm like, oh shit, it looks like a mirror.
Yeah.
And then we're laughing, we're joking, ha 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 ha. And then I said something.
Yeah, you kind of mixed up your words.
Yes.
Something to the equivalent of there's a lot of space, room in the space.
Yes.
Something like that.
I think it was that.
You and me hosed ourselves.
Oh my
We were dying. Tears were shed.
I had to take my glasses off.
Yeah.
I was worried my
You
mascara was gonna like smudge. I was in literal tears because it was so
It
funny.
was so funny.
And all
Everyone thought we were laughing at the mirror.
everything. Yeah. So we eventually like I composed ourselves and
Yeah.
then we're like we're paying the bill and then he brings up the mirror thing again and I just
We
laughed.
missed it, yeah.
And this guy looked at me and he was like, I didn't realize you would think that this mirror thing would be so funny. So I was just like, yeah, it's the mirror thing. Like, we can laugh about that. We'll do that.
Speaking of a stressful life, Alicia, I think it's time we share with everyone how many times this has been like an episode 2.
This episode.
The reason why it's called episode 2.3.
Yeah, version 2.3.
So get this right.
Get it, people.
Yeah.
You're not going to believe it. No one, the only.
We actually recorded episode 2 like about a week after episode 1 was
Yes.
released.
We were so excited.
Oh, so excited. We recorded it before the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Yes.
Beautiful. Nailed it. Whatever.
We were queens.
Yes. Of course, as
Makes
always, you know. When Alicia tried to edit the sound, it was jank. It was a hot mess.
It was terrible.
It was crackling. There was like this constant buzzing, like bzz, bzz, bzz,
Yeah.
the whole time.
I couldn't even clean it up, even in my
Yeah.
basic capacity. There was no saving it.
Yeah, we didn't want, so we were like, let's just re-record it because we
Yeah.
don't want to make your guys' ears bleed.
Yeah.
Very considerate of us.
So considerate. We should win a Nobel Prize.
Oh
for
yeah. Oh yeah.
consideration. I feel like that's just the Virgo in us, like literally taking the clothes off our back and laying it on the mud.
Oh
Like
yes.
the mud path.
Yeah. Don't care about ourselves.
Yeah.
Just like
We'll freeze.
yeah, whole freeze.
You-
Doesn't matter.
Don't dirty your feet on the mud.
Yeah. Okay, cool. We're gonna re-record everything.
Yeah,
Whatever,
we still had time.
We had time. We were like, okay, it might be a day or so late, but we made it clear at the beginning of this podcast. This is going to be the most realistic podcast ever. Life gets in the way, whatever.
But we're still going to try our best, nonetheless.
Yes. Record episode 2 for the second time.
On the day of the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Yes.
Because we were going to give our F1 predictions.
We gave
that
them
race.
twice.
Yeah. I think
None of them came like true.
What a mess.
Yeah. I was the biggest clown, I think, because I said Ferrari was going to get P1. I don't know what your...
Close. I think also, I had hoped that Charles was going to make it.
Yeah. We hoped, but yeah.
Ferrari crushed our dreams.
Yes.
As they did with every other supporter.
Yeah.
They were like, mush.
Bam.
Like, we recorded. We were like so excited because,
Yeah.
just thinking, it's fine. We'll re-record it. We'll be excited.
Yeah.
It'll be a vibe.
Can I just preface that by saying, before we recorded it the second time, we did like a sound check. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Crystal clear, like spring water.
Oh my word. It was like spray water to your ears.
Yes. So we recorded whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then we decide, okay, cool, we're going to go watch the Grand Prix, have ourselves a chilled evening.
Mm-hmm.
I go home, Alicia looks at the sound again. Just no sound. Not even great, it's just
nothing.
The sound was like, okay, peace out. Like, cheers.
Timeline. It was like no volume. I put the volume up on my laptop. I was like, no. Like, how can there be no volume?
It can't be.
And then I saw on the little side of the thing, and there was like absolutely
nothing.
Like, it wasn't even
crickets. Like,
I was like kind of scared. Not that Daniela would shout at me, but I was just like so afraid to like admit to her that the sound was buggered up. In my stubbornness, we essentially set it up the way that I thought it was going to work originally.
Yeah, and then it worked the second. It worked.
It worked. Yeah. So that's why I was like, yes, we got it, victory. And then there was no sound, and I was like, oh my gosh, what have I done?
Yeah.
What have I done? So I sent Daniela a voice note. I was like, Daniela, I'm really sorry.
It was like late at night. I was in bed, I was, winding down for the day, had work the next day. Like when I listened to your voice note, I wasn't like, this is bad or anything.
Yeah.
I honestly laughed. I was like, what?
Me.
Yeah, I was like, Alicia,
we sat on the phone.
Yeah.
And we were like in shock.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it.
Like, when something is so bad, you just can't help but laugh at the situation. That was us.
Yeah, 100%. We were like, okay. Like,
this is fun.
Everything's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is now episode, version 3,
Fingers crossed it's going to be the last version of episode 2.
we actually like stopped in between to just check
Yeah.
and make sure. Essentially, like it sounds good and it's
Yes.
working. So in terms of like TV shows,
Oh, yes.
oh my soul.
Alicia introduced us to a really like amazing show.
Oh, thank you.
It's fabulous.
I'll take full credit
Yes,
for that.
as you should. So the show's called The Bear. I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
Like, but
You have to watch it.
Yeah, you have to watch it. But in a nutshell, it goes about it's about this guy who works as a chef at a particular restaurant,
Mhm.
and basically kind of just all of his going through all of his personal like life stuff
Mhm.
and his issues and the issues of people around him, sort of vibes, and just how
Okay, yeah.
everything just kind of like
Collides.
collides at a
100%.
very high velocity.
So high.
Yeah,
But it's so intense.
it is. It is.
Yeah, it's a very stress-inducing show,
Yeah.
but it is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And like I watched it. My mom didn't like it because of the guy's hair. But she missed out on the
Yeah.
best episode
Ever.
ever in
Yeah.
television history. Like it was insane.
It was a work of art. Yeah. But just going back to what your mom said, I could
Yes.
not stop looking at this guy's hair. Like I was wondering, like some of them wear like hairnets or something, like
Probably.
like, you know.
Keep it out.
Serious health hazard.
Show that came out, The Sandman.
Yes.
Came out on Friday.
Yeah, I have not watched it yet. Watched the trailer. You have watched it.
I've watched the first 2 episodes, yes. And it's really fascinating. It's really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Mhm.
I wonder if the trailer maybe didn't give everything away.
Oh, you think?
That's what I'm worried about. Like, unless there's some major twists and turns coming along,
Mm-hmm.
kind of feel like, okay, the story's already predictable.
Just because the trailer was so fantastic and like the whole storyline and everything is so like interesting.
There we go, yeah.
I really hope they have like the mother of all plot twists.
That's what I'm hoping
You know?
for, yeah.
Yeah.
One final show that I'm really looking forward to,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes as an incredible birthday gift, is the new season of Rick and Morty.
Yes.
So Daniela, you haven't really like
No.
you've watched like
I've
here and
watched like episodes here and there. It's really good. I want to like actually get into it.
there.
So I'm really looking forward to the new season coming out on my birthday.
Yeah,
Happy
I love
birthday to me. I love myself.
energy.
It's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Yeah, like we've had to wait like a whole year.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like that's standard with everything.
Because my boyfriend always checks like when if there's a new like season out, and I feel like he's been checking for 2 years. That's why I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
it's been so long.
It's been 84 years. Out of all the adult cartoons that are out there, like Rick
You
and
like
Morty
that?
is the one that I relate to the most. And it was weird because I had the most resistance to it. But it's actually my cousin's boyfriend who like finally got me to like watch it. And I devoured the seasons and I absolutely love it. It sounds crazy for a grown ass person to be like, I love this cartoon. It's not crazy. I feel like a lot of adults
Yeah, and
like it.
honestly, Alicia, like there's a lot of weirder things out there that you could be into. So Rick and Morty, I think, is like still pretty tame.
Speaking of adulting and having to do grown up things.
Yes.
You recently had to you're going couch shopping.
Oh yeah.
Tell me about that, please.
I just
I'm living vicariously through you because I still love
please
that
do.
word.
Please do. Please do.
Word of advice, don't leave home.
Couch shopping last weekend, whatever. And now, listen, I know couches can be expensive, especially like all leather ones, you know, whatever. Alicia, why? I know like the previous episode we spoke about how there's like a conspiracy that blankets and throws, they
Yes.
mark it up unnecessarily.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same thing with couches. The couch we're sitting on now.
Yeah.
Pretty nice, leather, comfortable, whatever. Equivalent of this.
Mm-hmm.
I think like the one that we saw was like 17 grand.
What?
It's okay. I would rather just like eat for a week, you know. It's
Yeah.
I spend 17 grand on food a week. But like,
Well, I mean,
you
with
know.
inflation, you could
Oh,
potentially.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Only buys at Woolies, you know.
Yeah.
It's like we got the shock of our life, like trying to find that.
Yeah.
And then there was another, like, because we're looking for a corner couch, you know,
Yes.
given the layout of our flat, and make it like super open and everything.
Mm-hmm.
we find like another one that looks pretty decent, super comfortable.
Yeah.
Nothing like extravagant or anything like
Mhm.
that. It's 25 grand.
Shut the front door.
I mean, like that.
Every time I think of potentially moving out,
Mm-hmm.
takes is for me to like look for like a flat
Yeah.
and see what's out there, and then I'm like,
It's intense.
no thanks, I choose life.
Literally.
I ended off always on a positive note.
Of course, kind of put out that positive energy
Yeah.
into the world, you know?
100%. So, like, what's your goal of the week? What's your like, do you have anything?
I was going to say, like, you know, I wanted to start like this online course.
Mm-hmm.
I think that ship has sailed. I'm going to put like a pin in that and just come back to especially now that, you know, winter is coming to an end.
Oh, hallelujah.
I want to try and like just, you know, go for more walks outside, get a bit of sun,
Yeah.
take a bit of nature in, you know, all of that stuff, just de-stress.
100%.
So my goal for this week, and I guess the weeks to come after that, is just to, you know, give myself that time to just like take a second to myself.
I feel like that's a very healthy, positive.
And it's only what actually like wanted, like what kind of started that idea.
Yes.
That walk we went on
Yes.
last week.
That little hike
Yeah, a
vibes.
little hike for cancer and all of that.
Yes.
So
I love that. Is it thing for this week?
yeah, I
Right?
think we have said everything we can say. I mean, we could sit and talk here for like hours more, but
Yeah.
like, shame.
Yeah. If you guys want to know what's happening and when our next episode is happening, all of those things, please remember to follow me on my Instagram. That's where
Yes.
you'll get the episode details.
Mhm.
So you can follow me on Alicia Camacho _official. And you can also follow us on our TikTok account, Everything and Podcast, I think. I just want to take this time to thank everybody who has watched or listened to our
Thank
first
you.
episode, our pilot episode.
Really appreciate it.
It's incredible to believe that there are like 30 odd people in this world
Yeah,
who
that actually
Yeah.
took the time to listen to you and me speak.
exactly like that
Yeah.
that's brilliant. That gives us a little bit of hope. Thank you, Daniela, for being here.
Oh, thank you as well, Alicia, for being here.
Of course. Where else would I be? Find a better way to close
We
this.
do. We need to sort out like an intro.
Yeah, outro.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Okay.
Bye.